All right. All right. We on? Okay. I need to turn this up. Okay. Let's sit this down. Good morning. All right. Okay. All right. Let's trying to get everything together. Grand Rising. That's what people say. That's what we saying. All right, we downtown Rockford, Illinois. Downtown in Rockford, Illinois. Tell me if this audio is coming in clear. Please share this video. Please share this video. Doing this from my personal Facebook page right now. I will go live from the May 30th Alliance Facebook page later. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We in downtown Rockford, Illinois. Top 5 most racist city in the nation right now. We're gonna walk you through some of the events that took place yesterday. Was falsely arrested on behalf of the racist people that work inside this building. Hold on, My fault. I know that's loud. Make sure you share this video. Share this video. All right. It was hard to do this when it was cold outside. So this is what we've been occupying City Hall for 200 plus days. When it was cold outside, it was a little bit more difficult to host these lives. But now that it's warmed up, we can do these lives. And the electronic devices aren't dying easily. So we're going to go live and I'm going to have a conversation with the community. And I hope the community shares so we can get this to the nation about the continued racist activities coming out of moral coward Tom McNamara's office. All right, hold on one second, y'all. Sit that mic right there. Share this video, share this live. All right, y'all, share this live. Oh, my fault, my phone tripping. Okay, share this live. I know that them cars loud in the back, I'm sorry. My mouth dry. They stole my weed last night too. Let's see. All right, there we go. Good connection. Okay. We had a bad connection over there. Okay. Share this live for me. Okay. Here we go. All right, I got a good connection right here. Now, normally I will put this on the tripod that we've been using, but unfortunately, the racist Rockford Police Department came at 4 o'clock in the morning and stole the tripod. A woman who I believe is of some type of ethnicity. Look, I got the camera covered up. Has some type of ethnic origin in her background. She sprinted to the tripod to grab it. You would have thought it was an assault rifle. They came out here and grabbed lawn chairs and blankets and a tripod for us to use for live filming, like we had assault rifles and bricks of cocaine. That's what the Rockford Police Department doing. So, but before that happened, at 4 o'clock in the morning, let me walk you through what these cowards, I call a spade, what these cowards and these politicians that go work inside of this building, that's going to start frequenting this building on Mondays, are either complicit in it happening. Okay, they was complicit in these things taking place because they little bourgeois swearing in ceremony didn't go how they would like it. Never mind, they violating all types of COVID protocols, having all them MFers up in the building at the same time anyways. But because they little bourgeois shindig didn't go down the way that they wanted, because people came and brought to their awareness that the city that they so happy to be now involved in on a political level has been allowing black and brown people to be brutalized, victimized, and traumatized on a regular basis without any consequences or actions for justice to be given to those people or to the family members of those people or the loved ones of those people. When people came to remind them of those things, they got upset about that. But they didn't even have the courage. They didn't even have the integrity to, at that moment, come and make arrest on Monday at this little swearing in, at their little bourgeois ceremony. Instead of having the police officers arrest people then on that day, when they know that the headline would then be not their little bourgeois ceremony, but an arrest at the bourgeois ceremony of people protesting to bring awareness to police terrorism, mass incarceration, and racial injustice, when that would be the headline, that'll ruin their day. So they said, let's wait 24 hours and then we try to go scoop them up in the middle of the night. That's what cowards do. I want people to see something. I don't got no mask. I don't got on no mask. Out front broad day. Leslie Roth. Broad day. We outside of here broad day. I don't do things in the middle of the night like a coward. When it's time for me to speak, when it's time to make a statement, I don't put no releases out on Facebook like a coward. I make a video and speak. Integrity, that's moral integrity. When we put this chalk, ain't nobody out here trying to hide and do it in secret in the middle of the night. When they had that ceremony, people wasn't trying to hide that they was out there protesting, trying to do it in secret. We was filmed. But the politicians in this city, they try to do their actions in secret because they cowards. The community leaders that are either complicit by partaking in it or complicit by being quiet, they do that in secret in the dark too, which is cowardice. These police officers, they come at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, 10, 15 deep to rip down memorials, to falsely arrest people, to illegally do steals and seizures at 4 o'clock in the morning when it ain't nobody out here. Meanwhile, we broad day. That's because one side is moving in truth and the other side is moving in lies. And when you move in lies, you got to do it in the dark. Because when you do it in the light, it look fishy. If they was to bring 15, 14 cops out here right now and stop this whole street up, it'll look fishy. So they do it in the middle of the night like cowards. And anybody who is not actively speaking out against it on a regular basis is complicit. People for too long want to use this ignorance concept, and it's not going to work no more. I hope that's for me. And it's not going to work no more. Ignorance is no longer an excuse. Every time you drive up and down this gentrified area, you see a picture of Denzel who was attempted to be beat and killed by these police officers, and you know that the man who work inside the building and the other white men and white women that work inside this building stay silent as these atrocities take place to people. They stay silent. In turn, the community stays silent. In turn, the society stays silent. And so since we are not decided to stay silent, since we are speaking when these actions happen, they are using political police actions to terrorize, to antagonize, and to try to use intimidation tactics. So after Food Truck Tuesday, we did that from like 5 to 8. Food Truck Tuesday, came down here, talking to a few people, talking about how the Food Truck Tuesday went, talking about plans going forward in the future outside of City Hall, like we was for the past 200 plus days. I say to the person I'm out here with, I'm like, man, let me go get a coffee. I'm a little thirsty. You want a coffee? He's like, yeah, I want a coffee. So he's sitting here. It's about 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night. I walk up to the mobile to get the coffee. Go inside the mobile. It's a Metro agent inside the mobile. So heading out to the Metro agent that I see inside the mobile all the time. It's some cash. I just want to make sure you get a good picture of this. Tell you how the type of cowardice tactics that they use. Go inside the mobile, speak to the people at the cash register, go get me a coffee, get me a coconut water, give me some sour punch straws, grab me a pack of blunts, gonna roll up, try to breathe, try to give me some ease the stress and this trauma toll that I'm taking on from dealing with these racist white folks inside of this building. So I make my transaction, finish up, I walk outside. As I walk outside, I see 2 police officers are standing there. It's a young man, looks to be of Latinx heritage. I ask him if he good. The 2 officers is around him. He said, yeah, he good. I'm like, all right. You know, I go to walk back down to City Hall, and I'm like, I don't know if I really feel comfortable just walking back. Let me just stick around, get my phone out to try to film. Having a little issues with the internet though. So I'm standing there watching what's going on. As I'm standing there, I see another police car cruiser pull up. So now it's 3 police cruisers, about 4 officers, and the one young Hispanic man, a young Latinx man that they speaking to. As I'm standing by, 2 of the officers begin to approach towards me, and the third one follow up in the rear. And so I don't know if they coming to ask me questions about something. I don't know if they coming to ask me how I feel about Derek Chauvin being convicted. I don't know if they coming to apologize and taking part in racist microaggressions. I don't know if they coming to ask how Denzel Duvine is doing. Maybe they have a guilty conscience and they was part of Denzel Duvine being beat and assaulted. I don't know what they coming for. Maybe they coming to ask me how I feel about LeBron. Big V, I see you on here commenting, Big V. I ain't got the time to get into it right now, but LeBron gonna get that 5th ring. But that's not here. That's neither here nor there. So I don't know what they coming to talk to me about. As they approach me, one of the officers say, Leslie. I say, yes. You're under arrest. You're under arrest. We got a warrant for you. So unfortunately, I don't got my phone filming. Only one person knows where I had went to. I have my backpack, all my belongings on me. They walk up, approach me, handcuff me. There's no resistance, again, because we got to go through this because they like to add charges. So there was no resisting arrest. Handcuffed me, walked me over to the car. I asked what the warrant is for. They say that the warrant's for disorderly conduct. I'm asking them when the warrant got issued. When was the disorderly conduct? They tell me the disorderly conduct took place yesterday, which the arrest was made on Tuesday. So the disorderly conduct that they was referring to was Monday, which was the city council meeting that they was talking about that took place inside of here, where people had signs of people who had been, what's up? Fuck them, you know it. You know it. Fuck the police. Hey. So, again, what up? Again. So, again, this is where we stand at. So, they come approach me. They handcuff me. Tell me that I'm under. Hey, look at it. We got this one of the ones right here. This one of the Ku Klux cops right there. There go one of them. Why he gonna run that? Watch him run it. Watch his racist ass run it. He ran that. He could have stopped. Racist ass motherfuckers. Let me get my orange juice. I'm gonna pick back up where I stopped at. Undercover got somebody pulled over. They out here extorting money. They took my weed. These racist Ku Klux cops is out here rolling up my loud right now. That ain't for you. That ain't for you. I hope it turned to huff while you smoking it magically. Poof, just like that. It's huff now. Hold on, give me 1 second. Where I was at? I was over here. Okay. My fault, y'all. My fault. I didn't mean to just commercial break. Hold on 1 second. All right. So, back where we was at. They approached me, handcuffed me, tell me I got a warrant, tell me it's issued from yesterday, tell me it's from disorderly conduct from yesterday. This is Tuesday, so they're referring to Monday. They're referring to the city council meeting that took place where, and again, these are none of these things, nothing is happening in the dark or in secret. It is clearly filmed us out here protesting as these aldermen were leaving. One of them, namely Natavius Irvin, who came out here, a black man who came out here engaging in Uncle Tom activities, trying to dissuade community members and young folks from trying to protest about a young black man being shot by the police. Excuse me. Because of the language that was being used with the chalk. Think about that. This is a black man, supposed to be a black elder, supposed to be a black leader in the community, who coming out here complaining about the language that's being used. Never mind thinking about the message that's being trying to be iterated. So these is the people that's leaving office. These people that's leaving office need to be reminded of the incompetence that they allowed to go on their watch. Need to be reminded of the police terrorism that reigned on their watch, the mass incarceration that reigned on their watch, and the racial injustice that reigned on their watch. So we was well within our rights to assemble and to protest them, the ones coming out of office, and for the ones that's already in office and staying in office, the incumbents like Bill Rose, who had a Black Lives Matter profile picture last year after George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, but after the Ku Klux cops in Rockford and Winnebago County then attempted to murder multiple people, have successfully lynched a man inside of his home. He has no comments on that. He want to talk about building libraries downtown. Never mind Bill Rose. He'll build. This is what Bill Rose will do. This is what Bill Rose. You use this for your next tagline. Matter of fact, you should run for the mayor once Tom racist asses out of office. You use this for your tagline. Build a library for them while they a teenager. Shoot they ass when they in their 20s. That's Bill Rose. That's Bill Rose where he stand at. He'll let your kid get a library for your kid so your kid can read about the institution, read about false lies about America, read false lies about this history. But when that same kid that he trying to give education to go out into the streets and try to exercise rights like how George Washington or Thomas Jefferson or John Adams or Patrick Henry will exercise rights, when they get lynched for trying to do that, Bill Rose gonna be quiet. He gonna be quiet. So he the type of racist. He'll let the niggas learn how to read. He'll let the house Negroes learn how to read. Let the field Negroes learn how to read. But if they wander outside the plantation and start reading shit and start figuring shit out, and then people go to lynch him, he ain't gonna intervene in that. He ain't gonna intervene in that. His conscience already clear. He taught you how to read. He put the library downtown. It don't matter that they systematically pushing drugs, pushing guns inside of these cities. Where the gun shops that's owned by black people in the Rockford and Winnebago County area? Where the gun making places in Illinois in this area that's owned by black people? Where the black families and communities and individuals benefiting off of the creation of guns at? Where they growing opium plants at or coca plants at? Man, don't get me started. So Bill Rose don't care about fixing no problems. So people like Bill Rose need to be protested, the incumbents, and then the ones that's coming in, which has been made clear as day. Hold on one second. And the aldermen coming in, which has been made clear as day by the fact that the first 24 hours in them being aldermen, protesters have been arrested for trying to exercise their constitutional rights, their human rights, right to assemble. They gonna usher four new black aldermen. They gonna parade around here on Monday for you. Here, look, we got four new black aldermen. On Tuesday, they arresting black and non-white people outside for protesting about the issues that they trying to say are solved from these black aldermen. So if the issues solved because you got these black aldermen in office, why you arrested people for protesting about black people and brown people being shot down in the streets? If the issue solved. Look, no, they ain't going around. They scoping. They hawking. That's the same one. Ku Klux Cop. Ku Klux Cop alert. Ku Klux Cop alert. Don't kill nobody tonight. I know y'all work. You racist motherfucker. And don't talk to me about language. If you ain't talking about people coming down here at 4 o'clock in the morning, ripping blankets off of people and rushing and stealing items, stealing blankets in the middle of the winter. So 9 o'clock, they come arrest me, say it's from Monday, handcuff me, put me in the car, sit in the car for who know how long, hour or so, whatever. Take me downtown. Somebody along this way stole my weed. I ain't see it in booking and evidence. I ain't see nothing. I don't confiscate. Nobody confiscated. Told me it was confiscated. My weed was there, then the weed was gone. Wasn't in my bag. So I know one of these motherfuckers along this trail is rolling up a bag out of from the shit that was given to me. Now, again, I'm not making this video to make it seem as if I went to jail and I got beat or I got tased or I got shot or something, some type of physical traumatization has happened to me. But I make this video to let people understand the tactics which are being used. Think about that. In the middle of the night, there for somebody else, that's when they gonna come and arrest me and try to issue their warrant, which lets you know that if they wouldn't have ran into me at like 9:30 up there, they was gonna try to come here in the middle of the night while I was sleeping and arrest me in the bed. So this is what's going on. And so I want to speak about this too. So I get out of jail. They stole my weed. You know how they tax you with your money? They done took like $10 worth of tax out my money. Then charged $350 for me to get out of jail. Charged me with a disorderly conduct. I want people to look up the definition of disorderly conduct. It's again, no criminal damage to no property. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was assaulted. Nobody was had no physical actions happen to them. Nobody was threatened. Are they gonna say because music was playing? It's nothing that was done yesterday that has not been done before. So, and that's again, they try to pick and choose when they want to arrest somebody. It's getting a little bit warmer out. They know they just killed somebody and they just shot somebody else. They know they're going to justify them. They know it's likely because it's warm out that they're going to catch, the police department going to catch another body. So they want to try to put down any notions of protesting. They want to try to criminalize me and Ari and the other people that's involved down here in the hopes that will dissuade people from being involved and taking place and to try to stigmatize and criminalize the actions that we are taking. Even though everything that we are doing, we are 100% within our rights to do. I have not committed one crime while being down here. I think this dude must have been a cop. A cop or Uncle Tom. Hard to tell these days. Even the black folks that's just Uncle Tom, they doing cop activities now. It's like they one and the same. Some of you black folks should be ashamed of y'all damn selves. Out here being quiet about police terrorism, mass incarceration, and racial injustice being coming down on the heads of the people in this community. Meanwhile, all over this nation, cities that have a few leaders with some type of integrity are at least taking this moment to at least try to address the issue in some instances. And again, I'm not trying to make it seem like it's some type of wholesale thing where it's a place that's doing it right and Rockford should be doing it like how this place doing it. All over the nation, you can see people passing anti-protest bills. My fault, I'm hitting this mic around. All over the nation, you see people passing anti-protest bills. And even though Tom not passing no anti-protest bills, Todd and Kyle not passing. What's the other dude name? Kyle and Carl, Ku Klux Carl and Ku Klux Kyle, and racist ass Tom and racist ass Todd might not be passing anti-protesting legislation, but they continue to weaponize the police in an active, in a manner to try to make people by de facto think that it's anti-protesting laws. De facto think that just subconsciously think that, well, I see what happened when these people speak up, I better just be quiet. I see what happened when these people try to assemble, so I better just stay at home. I see what happened when these people speak out, so I better just keep this to myself. It starts small. Mike still in? What I do? Oh, I put it down. There we go. Let me hear it again. It starts small. It starts small. Share this video. Make sure you share this video. Go back and share all the other videos. So anyways, by the time I get out, they are coming up here and they arresting Ari getting arrested. And so again, they doing these arrests. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. They doing these arrests in the middle of the night on purpose. It's not as if they need to try to figure out where we at or search where we at, or they gotta put out some type of APB. We was in the same place all during the daytime, all the night right after it happened. All through the afternoon and evening, but they waited. I was at the food truck Tuesday in the middle of the day. It was a live going on. They could have came right then if it was of that immediate circumstance, if the action called for it. But no, they came in the middle of the night. They want to incite something. That's what they want to do. They want to kill me. Yes, they want to kill me. I'm gonna tell it to you plain as day. They coming in the middle of the night with multiple cops like this because they want to kill me. That's how they want to try to solve it. They want to try to instigate something. If I would have tried to jump and reach for something, one of them racist ass, no good Ku Klux cops would have reached for his gun, said he thought it was a taser. Would have reached for his gun and shot, said he thought I was reaching for a weapon. That's what they trying to do. That's what they trying to do. And they want to try to implement it. That they think that, and see, that's again because they're not intelligent or intellectual enough to understand that is every time that these racist motherfuckers have interacted with me since May 30th, I've understood that one of the penalties could be death. I understand that the price of freedom is death. I understand I have from a long lineage of people that know that the price of freedom is death. I know that the price of freedom for the next generation taking 2 steps forward is somebody not being around when them steps being taken. Maybe you don't know that, so let me tell it to you. That is what this racist mayor wants to happen. That is what the racist intern police chief want to happen. That's what the racist district managers want to happen. They want to incite a lynching in the streets of me to set an example. And they want to do it in the middle of the night when it's not people around like cowards. Like cowards. Everything that happened with me and the May 30th Alliance happens in broad day. Happens transparently. They put more effort into trying to criminalize me into trying to criminalize other people protesting in the May 30th Alliance and outside of this organization. They have put more animus on dealing with protesters than they put animus on whoever the serial rapist was that was out here running around rampant last year, or whoever the serial killer is that it is running around rampant out here now. They parade these crime statistics out here to you with gun violence and try to make you think that every black person is some type of super criminal, super thug. Meanwhile, instead of, if this was a true thing, instead of deploying their resources in the middle of the night to deal with those super criminals or super thugs that they saying exist, they sending 15, 16 of them coward racist motherfuckers down here because they not here to protect and serve. They here to uphold the status quo, so they come deep down here to uphold the status quo in the hopes that they can incite a lynching. And then you got people like Kurt Wisenhand, people like Carla Red who go along with it. Supposed to be, and then go around taking pictures with these children. Y'all can't believe in no God. Terry say God ain't real. I don't know if I can say that though. He don't care if I say that. Terry said, I hope these motherfuckers doing this don't think God real. I hope these motherfuckers doing this don't believe in no afterlife. You can't. Imagine the Hail Marys you got to be saying if you a Catholic and you coming out here washing away the name of people that's dead. Then you going to church on Sunday. They out here weaponizing police in a host for a lynching to take place in front of this building. Then they going to take their ass to church on Sunday. Talking about they praising God. Reading about the Good Samaritan. Reading about God telling Pharaoh to let his people go. Cowards, moral cowards, and hypocrites. City Market, May 21st. Next Food Truck Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Next Tuesday, we have Food Truck Tuesday, Mississippi, Nicholas Conservatory, 5 o'clock. We outside of City Hall 24/7. 24/7. 24/7. May 21st, City Market. You know it, Chris.
Why don't you stay the fuck away from the City Market?
Oh, Chris, you a cop guy, huh? Oh, yeah. Okay, Chris. All right, Chris. Stop ruining the City Market. Well, tell them stop killing people in the streets, Chris. Stop killing people in the streets. Tell them that, too.
Stop killing cops.
Who ain't nobody? Get the fuck out of here, Chris. You picked the wrong day for this shit. Yeah, they must have gave you my weed they stole, huh? That's what got you out here acting like this. Yeah, they gave you that good pack that they stole from me. Got your ass on cloud 9. No. Bye. You get your own show. Get your own show. This the May 30th Alliance show. This ain't the Chris and the Christian show. Yeah. Smoking my pack. That's what got you talking crazy like that. Now, a reminder, they engaging in these activities. Here, Ku Klux Cop alert. Ku Klux Cop alert. They got somebody in the back. What up, brother? What up, brother? I know. What up, brother? I know. They racist ass. I know, brother. Black man. Black man. I trade in 10 of these Uncle Toms to get you free. Trade in 20 of these Uncle Toms in suits running up in this building to get you free. Black man. Black man. Black man. Hold your head. Hold your head. Free them all. Racist motherfuckers. Don't talk to me about language. You go watch them videos of them coming here at 4 o'clock in the morning for the past 2 months. You go watch them videos. Hold on, where the volume at? Volume low? Yeah, volume good. Yeah, the volume. Oh, wrong one. There we go. You go watch them videos that we done posted of the interim chief that they got, calling the memorials that we got on these light poles of people that's been murdered trash. You go look back in the newspapers when these racist white nationalists and Uncle Toms in this building called the memorials trash in December, setting the tone. See, when that racist, see, this the thing about people who are moral cowards. See, they don't realize that the more people that engage in moral cowardice, it makes it acceptable for other people to engage in moral cowardice, which then makes it acceptable for these people who oppress people who don't have a voice, who oppress people who lack a power. It makes it easier for them to do these things. So when the moral coward of a mayor, Tom McNamara, last year stayed quiet as police terrorism rained down, it gave the okay for the police department to continue with police terrorism. When the moral coward Tom McNamara stayed quiet as people was falsely arrested last year, it gave okay to the institutions in this city to continue with false arrests and continue with mass incarceration. Okay, and then that continues to the people in the society. And people in the society get normalized to these false arrests happening. People in the society get normalized to these brutalizations and victimizations happening. Been out here for 200 days. We came out here October 2nd we came out here October 3rd after on October 2nd, Tyrus Jones was shot in the back by race soldier Dominic McNeese. Unarmed Tyrus Jones was shot in the back while he was running away, and he attempted to lynch him in the streets. And because of charges that were put on Tyrus Jones, he was told that it was okay for him to try to lynch that young man in the streets. It was okay for him to be judge, jury, and executioner in the streets. And then that race soldier was put back in the battlefield. And then once back in the battlefield, like a race soldier, it didn't take him long to engage into another activity of assaulting and trying to murder a black man. Him and some more people from the Ku Klux Cops of the Rockford Police Department beating the hell out of Denzel while he was handcuffed, while he was restrained in the attempt to lynch him. The picture resembles what they did to Emmett Till, and of course, what happened to Emmett Till was worse. But it lets you know that even in 2021, these issues are still here in Illinois. Illinois, just as racist as Mississippi. Stop! Don't separate the South from the North or the South from the Midwest. Illinois just as racist as Mississippi or Alabama or Georgia. It was sundown towns here, just like it was sundown towns in them places in the South. It's cities segregated here just like they was in the South. There has been continued oppression and exploitation of people of color here, just like it is in the South. Oh, just one is overt and one is covert. And the coward that work inside of this building, he just chooses to engage in it covertly. And some of you Uncle Tom Negroes allow it. Some of you Uncle Tom Negroes is complicit in it. Some of you Uncle Tom Negroes got your ancestors rolling over in their damn graves. And if you related to some of these Uncle Tom Negroes, you need to have a talk with them. You sit down and let them listen to some speeches from the people in the 60s. You sit down and let them listen to some Bobby Seale, to some Huey Newton, to some Angela Davis. You let them listen to read some Marcus Garvey. Let them find their roots. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do. Because I promise you, we go and trace back the roots of these white people in these buildings, these white people in these police departments engaging in these activities. I bet you we trace back the roots to some Ku Klux motherfuckers. I bet you we trace back the roots to some bigotry. Bet you we trace back the roots to some slaveholders, to some slave masters, to some overseers. to people who was engaging in Jim Crow justice, Jim Crow vigilanteism. We seen it firsthand at City Market. The mayor staying quiet while people who ain't even police officers coming down there in handcuffs because the racist police chief that said it's okay to do citizens arrest in Illinois, giving the okay for Jim Crow justice to be handed down by every white supremacist and white nationalist in the region. And the mayor stay quiet because he's a moral coward. People were multiple falsely arrested for walking on a crosswalk, and the mayor and the aldermen stay quiet because they are moral cowards. This information is free. They care more about the money and profitability of City Market. They care more about the decor and what it looked like when people walk into City Hall than they care about the families and the victims of these polls. Than they care about the families and the victims who will be on these polls in the future. Cowards, moral cowards. Executing arrest warrants in the middle of the night, trying to incite violence, hoping to trigger some type of violent event. Coming down here stealing items. Cowards. That's what your police department doing. They coming down here stealing items. And you fools putting up Black Lives Matter signs in your yard. What would Rosa Parks say about you motherfuckers putting up Black Lives Matter signs in your yard? That's y'all act. A Black Lives Matter shirt, that's your act. In 2021, in the age of information, when there's people for liberation willing to go to prison for the liberation of black people, willing to wrongfully go to prison, willing to wrongfully be assaulted, people that have died, shed blood. And you putting on a shirt, you sharing a post. Hey, I'm all right. We gonna rock to the battery go. We gonna rock to the battery go. Anybody that's walking up and down here, they gonna hear my voice to the battery go. Then we gonna put another battery on there. It's a megaphone and it speak. This is nice. It's nice out. We outside. We out. You gonna have to turn the volume down. We outside. It's nice out. See, they was doing it when it was cold out before. See, that make it real. See, it was cold out, so it was less people moving around. It was cold out. The phones was dying. It was cold out. The awareness in the nation and the city wasn't the same on these issues. It was cold out, they was beating people up. Cold out, they was arresting people. Got a little cold out when they shot somebody. It's a little warmer now. See, and this was gonna happen. And I hate to be the one to say this, I hate to be it. Somebody watching this, they gonna kill your brother. They gonna kill your sister. They gonna kill your cousin, kill your loved one. They gonna shoot them or beat them. I'm not talking about like in a year, 2 years, in a couple weeks, in a month, couple months. That's what's gonna happen. That's statistically, historically, that is what's set up. That's not me trying to prophesize nothing. When we came out here after Tyrus Jones had been shot and we stayed because we said that the issue was prevalent enough and was important enough and had the gravity that it demanded full attention, it demanded business as usual be stopped because we knew it would continue to happen and would happen to more people. When I stood up there after they justified shooting that young man in the back. They justified shooting him in the back by saying he was involved with someone being shot. But the person who shot him is not held accountable. And again, these things have reverberating effects. Tyrus Jones is not the first person to be used in this manner. Not the first person to be used in this manner. But since Tyrus Jones was used in that manner, we can't go back and change time. We can't go back and change history. So things happen how they happen. The police officer was justified, and I asked people, I said, if you don't have empathy for Tyrus Jones, who will you have empathy for? What does that victim need to look like? Denzel Duvant was that victim for some people. We watched as we put this sign up here, and I got an answer. I asked the question, and I got an answer. A bunch of people who didn't care about Tyrus Jones, they care about Denzel Duvant. And I want you to know this too. These is tears of anger. That's it. That's it. Doing this and talking, this is the only thing keeping me from doing something that don't need to be done, and that's not going to be in the furtherment of the movement. So I want that to be known. It's fuck all these people in this building. It's fuck all these police officers. Fuck all these city work. Fuck everybody engaging in and complicit in this. I'm not going nowhere. We not going nowhere. The tune ain't changing at all. Where's I at? Oh yeah. Okay. So for some people, and you know what that is? That's empathy. That's what empathy look like. That's what empathy look like. That's empathy that I have for Tyrus Jones. Empathy that I have for Denzel Duvant. So for some people, they seen that picture of Denzel Duvant, and just like that, it snapped. They had some empathy. They pull up to this sign at the stop sign. They got to ask a question. What happened to him? Really, what happened to him? I seen people who wasn't involved when Tyrus Jones was shot. Denzel Duvant, they seen that picture. They got involved in. And again, this is where we stand at. I'm not finna fault nobody because we not in a place where we can fault people right now. Because I was not there for when Mark Barmore was killed. I was not there when Logan. I appreciate you, man, for real. Thank you. I was not there when Logan Bell was killed. I can think about what I was doing in the media. I was not there when Demetrius Bennett was killed. Okay, so. I'm not sitting here trying to cast blame. We cannot go back and change things. But what I am saying is that Denzel Duvant, he was a set of empathy. So another set of people who cannot find it for Tyrus Jones, they found it for Denzel Duvant. And then I watched as we went into February and we went into March and people became lethargic again. People started to forget about it again. I watched as people started, the insurrection and other things start to take place. There's no investigation into what happened to Denzel Duvant. There's nobody looking into what happened to Denzel Duvant. So it's a relaxation around these issues. Which is every time these relaxations take place, every time that the ebbs and flows take place, every time that people allow these things to go from being priority number one to, well, it ain't happening a little bit, so we can drop it down to 2 or 3 or 4. It allows for someone else to be killed, for someone else to be assaulted, for someone else to be victimized and traumatized. And again, the killings and the lynchings and attempted lynchings are the macro aggressions. The micro aggressions are every day when these police officers falsely arrest people. When these police officers assault people in the midst of arresting them, when these police officers trump up charges, when these police officers traumatize children and traumatize people for no other reason but to uphold status quos, to move people in and out of mass incarceration to try to benefit the prison industrial complex. For no good, genuine reason, these people deal with these traumatizations. Things that if another country was doing them and they was being highlighted at this extent that they were, America being the world police, probably send some troops in there to take over the country and put somebody else in charge. So, February, March passed, April comes up, April 10th, Faustin Guaitigo murdered inside of his home by the Winnebago County Sheriff deputies, murdered inside of his home. No more castle doctrine in America. This family whose second language is English, this family of immigrants, this family who are immigrants, had the law used against them. Instead of them having somebody there to inform them of their rights, instead of having somebody there to tell them what they could and couldn't, instead of having somebody there who was genuinely there to help the situation, it was a hit squad. Looked like the video looked like something off of a trailer for some type of Michael Bay film. You go watch that video, and you don't tell me that don't look like something that's from a Martin Scorsese film or from a movie Leonardo DiCaprio. And that's how they went in there. They went in there like some type of a hit squad. And then this man who was clearly going through something, everybody going through something manifest in different ways. Again, this is a common theme that has been used. Let me trace this back, because this is going to be the thing. For Tyrus Jones, it was first they thought he had a gun. It was they thought he was trying to steal a car. It was he's charged for being involved in a murder. Okay, so that is the justification for his killing, for his attempted killing. Excuse me. For Denzel Duvant, it was they put the story out of Denzel Duvant biting the officer. They charged Denzel Duvant with assaulting the officer, which has been dropped now. They charged him with assaulting the officer to paint the narrative that he fought. He fought with this officer, and they put him in jail for that. Then they gave him a no bond, so that way he could not be able to come out immediately and speak about what happened. So that way, by the time he got out of jail and he could be seen and speak to people about what happened, when people seen his face, they would not be able to see what had just happened. And all of that was justified with the fact that he had been arrested prior, so they had a warrant out for him, and that he struggled with the police officers. That was the narrative that they painted. So that was to justify that. So now this is two different narratives now. Each time victimization has happened and there's been a justification for it. And then now we get to April 10th, Faustin Guaitigo, who is inside of his home, inside of his own home. He went inside of there instead of trying to further the interaction with the police officer. He went inside of his home for safety. The police officers then go and take advantage and get the keys from his wife and go inside of his home, and they murder him. And then for that, they try to use the justification that he had a pole and he hit the officer. Never mind the fact before the man was even in the vicinity to be able to touch the officer with the pole, they were shooting him. Never mind that fact. They justified it with the action that the man took after he had been shot 3, 4, 5 times. That's their justification for. So if that's the justification for the shooting, so that's the justification for bullet 5 and 6 is that he had a pole. What's the justification for bullet 1, 2, 3, and 4? And then even if you go and justify all of them, once this man is on the ground, laying down on the ground, they shoot this man. The person on top of him shoots him again like some type of sick mercy shot or some type of sick execution shot. So what's the justification for that? Because now he don't got the weapon. Not only do he not got the weapon, he not coming towards you. Not only is he not got the weapon and coming towards you, he's on the ground. Not only do he not got the weapon, he not coming towards you. He on the ground. He done been shot 5, 6 times. So what is the justification for the 7th bullet? Now what if it's found out that the 7th bullet is the one that killed him? See, that's how these things work. When you just justify multiple events of actions. What if the bullet that killed Faustin Guaitigo was the last bullet that went in him, and he could have lived from the other ones? And so by the time so the justification for the shooting that you're talking about, he could have survived from that. Tyrus Jones survived. So what if the last bullet that went inside that man is the one who killed him? You telling me that officer ain't accountable for his life? You telling me them officers that stood there where that was happening, who did not find a better manner to get that man out of there, who did not value his life, whose life didn't matter to them? You telling me they not should be held accountable for that negligence? If a pilot did some stupid ass shit like that, he held accountable. Doctor do some stupid ass shit like that, they held accountable. But the people who do it at the highest regularity, at the highest rate, for the longest amount of time, ain't held accountable and ain't never been held accountable. So, Faustin Guaitigo, April 10th, you got your justification. So now we done went from Tyrus Jones, set a family, loved ones, traumatized, victimized, but it's justified. They to the side. That's how the society, the community, this institution, that's how they looking at it. Denzel Duvant come around, you got another set of family, victimized. Imagine being a mother and you see a picture of your son's face like that. Your son ain't got no weapon. You got to see that picture of your son and wonder if your son gonna stay alive. That's the last image that she got. That's the image that she got in her head of her son for days, and she got to go to sleep with that image in her head. But ain't nobody supposed to be held accountable for that? Okay, so that's justified to the side. So then you get to Faustin Guaitigo, and now this man who killed in front of his wife, who is killed next door to where his loved ones live at, who is killed in front of what I believe to be his kids, you gonna justify that too, because he for the domestic, because that's the call that was. It was initially a domestic. Let me tell you something right now. Especially people who pro-police. If we start killing every one of these men who have hit a woman or have put their hands on a woman, it's going to be a whole lot of dead daddies and uncles and fathers and brothers. A bunch of them. A bunch of dead cops too. Because cops be beating the hell out their wives on a regular basis. A domestic call should not be an execution call. If you think that we finna go through a calendar year where there ain't gonna be young teenage boys who are stupid and put their hands on women, you think that's just gonna stop overnight when a society for years has okayed it? No, it's not gonna just stop overnight. So we are not in a place where getting a domestic called on you is okay for you to be killed. And I ain't never had a domestic. And that's not neither here nor there, but I know that's what somebody would say. I've never had a domestic, so I've not been in that situation. But I'm telling you, and I have a mother, I have women that I love and care about, and I should not be the one in charge of what happens if somebody is to be involved in a domestic incident with them. It should be a neutral party. So it does not matter what you would do if it happened to your sister, what you would do if it happened to your mother, what you would do if it happened to your cousin. We know that that's what we would do. That's why it is supposed to be somebody to be a neutral party to make sure it ain't a bunch of dead people dropping left and right from domestics. How about addressing the societal problem that allows for domestics to be pervasive? How about addressing that? Address that. Address the society that for years has okayed men assaulting women. Address that with the same capacity that you address individual domestics when it becomes black and brown people involved for. Address it with that same with that same vigor. Address the root causes the same. Address the poverty that lead to people being in extra stress situations and not being able to properly express their emotions. Address the lack of education in school systems when it comes to emotional intelligence. Address the lack of mental health care that is put into neighborhoods in poverty or put into neighborhoods in general. Address the root causes with the same rigor that y'all are addressing people who are showing you the effects of these things. And then that would get some of these things to stop. But once you start addressing the root causes, then you start seeing white folks. Yeah, white folks. Yeah, white folks. When you start addressing the movies that come out every Friday where violence is heavily pervasive in it, and you start seeing the movies that come out where women is objectified and women is being killed in the movies, and when you see who behind, people like to bring up rap. When you go find me one rapper who done ever talked about shooting a gun or selling drugs, who done made more money off of that than a white man done made off of it. You go find me that. White folks that made more money off Jay-Z than Jay-Z. White folks that made more money off 50 Cent than 50 Cent. Now, that's not to say one individual white person has, but white folks as a whole have, yes. How you think these record labels work? You think it's a bunch of black people signing all these black artists through these? No. So once you start addressing the roots, once you start peeling back the roots, once you start figuring out how we got here, you start seeing people who stop looking like me and start looking like the people that live over on Pepper Drive, or the people that live out in Loves Park, or how your police force look, or how the people who work inside this building look. See, when you look at the effects, when you see the people who are the most affected by these root causes, when you see the people who are the most affected by these institutionalization wrongs, that's when you see black and brown folks. But now when you see the people who created them, when you see the people who perpetuate them, when you see the people who benefit and have found it lucrative for oppression and exploitation to take place, you start seeing white folks. So that's why we at where the white folks at. They had the art scene and was white folks all walking. Let me show you white folks what these police officers out here doing. Let me show you their handiwork. We know it. We know it. And that's what they arresting us for. They ain't arresting us because ain't no buildings burnt down here. District 1 is intact. Ugly as ever. Just got an extra little fencing on it. I don't know what kind of coffee. I'm just gonna drink this. Normally I don't just drink things. If this the way they gonna try to get me out, it worked. And that damn near tastes like liquor. I'm gonna rock to the battery gone. Everybody driving up, and I don't even need a megaphone. I don't need a microphone. Everybody that drive up and down this street gonna know that Tom McNamara is a racist, moral coward. Everybody that come in and out of these, Tom McNamara is a racist, moral coward. Ku Klux Kyle is a racist, moral coward. No integrity. And the actions that City Hall take will reverberate all through downtown all spring and summer. Go read Exodus. Not Terry. You don't got to read it, Terry. Go read Exodus. That's what I want y'all. At the last year, at the Carlson Ice Arena, I said, this is a moment of judgment. This city is being judged like Sodom and Gomorrah was judged. You know how the same way disciples were sent into cities, and when the cities did not accept them, they was to brush the dirt off their feet or brush the dirt off the rug. You know, my interpretation might be rough. That's what's happening here. That is what is happening here. When the last time you ever heard somebody say, "Oh, damn, you want to go take a vacation to Selma?" I'm sure Selma is a beautiful place. I'm sure it's a lovely place. It's very historic. But as a black person, I would be traumatized to go there. I don't want to go to Selma. I don't want to go there. It's gonna be like we're gonna go to a group of black people and say no. That's what Rockford is gonna be. That was gonna be the story of Rockford. Like, you want to go to Sodom and Gomorrah? No, I don't want to go to Sodom and Gomorrah. That is where we are at. This city is being judged. The people that work for this city are being judged. This ain't 1930 and 1940 and 1950 no more. See, because this city taking the playbook out of the old guard. They doing the old guard playbook when you just repress. False arrest. Assault. And hope that in the midst of doing that, see, this is what they hope. They hope in the midst of doing that, somebody get angry enough to do something out of character, and that changed the perception. But nope, City Hall still intact. That's what they want. They want to either come in the middle of the night and kill me right here in front of City Hall, or they want to come in the middle of the night and do something that leads to a brick going to the building or something like that. They might get to a point where they just say, fuck it. They Tom or Kyle or have one of their cousins come out here with a ski mask or a baklava in the middle of the night and just throw a brick in there when we go to the gas station and say it was us. That's what they want. And see, and it was a time where that could work, when things wasn't filmed, when things wasn't documented, when you couldn't keep receipts. But we got receipts. Where Hulu at? Where is HBO? Where is Ava DuVernay? Where Ava DuVernay at? Where are they at? Y'all seen Snowfall? We gonna find a reporter that's like the reporter from Snowfall. I ain't gonna give no spoiler alerts. No spoiler alerts. I'm not gonna say nothing. But we gonna find it. It's only so long these things gonna happen and be isolated. Only so long. It's more people that pay attention to this Facebook Live now than pay attention to it a year ago. This time of year, I couldn't do no Facebook Live and have as many people, or have as many people see a story, have as many people see a Facebook post. The repression that they done put down to make that possible. If they would have never falsely arrested me, if they would have never falsely criminalized, tried to falsely stigmatize me, if they didn't continue to, kill people and assault people in these streets, if they didn't continue to perpetuate these issues at this level, when nobody know who I was, I'll just be one person out here. Or when nobody know who he was, we just be a handful of people out here. But as it stands, because these issues have that gravity, because the playbook that they taking is repress. Every time they do an act of repression, more people know about the things going on than knew about it before. More people, they just double how many. Remember, every week we was trying to make sure more people know about Fausto Guaitigo, more people know about what happened to Jose Gonzalez Jr., which reverberates to more people know about Denzel Duvant, then Tyrus Jones, then Jovan Fresco, Mark Barmore, Logan Bell, Kerry Blake, and the list goes on. They expedite the process when they do goof shit like this. They expedite the process. Ain't nobody goes. It's at least, I got fired for at least a week. At least. And that's just me, cause I'm just speaking personally right now, cause I'm talking that talk. I'm gonna talk that talk. So I'm going to speak personally. That's why I'm on the Leslie Roth page and I'm on the May 30th Alliance page. I'm going to talk that talk. False arrest. Now, see, they come and they do this false arrest. It's nothing I can do. I know it's a bullshit arrest. I have had charges dropped from. I got arrested on the side, walking on the crosswalk and charged with a felony. Now, I know that this is a bullshit arrest. I know it as it's happening. Just like I know that arrest they did over there is bullshit. I'm not taking no pleas. Jay Hanley, I'm not taking no pleas. I have not committed no crimes. No crimes. So, I know these is false arrests. Now, I should be well within my rights to say, no, I will not allow myself to be detained for crimes that I didn't commit. But if I do that, then they get to lynch me in the streets. So I got to go along with them and they arrest me. And I got to go through the process. And then through the process, the charges be dropped. Think about that. And so that's what they using is this tactic. They know these are some bullshit charges. They know I have the right to assemble. They know I have the right to protest. I be as loud as I want to be. I can be as loud as I want to be. Thank Frederick Douglass, motherfucker. Thank Marcus Garvey. Thank Malcolm. Thank Mark. Get a time machine. You got it. I can be as loud as I want. The scared Negroes, they dead. City Market, May 21st. See, and I'm telling you these things because unfortunately as a people, as a black people, we have learned that we have to be prophetic. We have to be prophetic. And I hear this thing that people say all the time is power in the tongue and be careful what you, that is very true. I'm speaking life. Everything that we out here doing is speaking life, speaking liberation. But you must know that the other side of life is death. You must know that the other side of freedom is imprisonment. So I know that if I yell freedom, 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 that they will try to imprison. If I yell liberation, 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 they will try to oppress. That's just the other side of the coin. You can't allow that to let you whisper liberation, whisper freedom. Just say it a few times. No, you say liberation, 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 liberation. Freedom, 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 freedom. And be prepared. And be prepared. And know why. And know this is bigger than me. It's bigger than me. It's going to be black folks in Rockford after me. It was black folks in Rockford before me. I'm not taking up, I ain't all of a sudden just pick up a mantle. It's black folks that have sacrificed for me to be comfortable enough in a situation to have this voice. Now, on that same token, it is Uncle Tom Negroes, Uncle Tom Coon House Negroes who have capitulated to the system and allowed for these things to perpetuate to a point we have become stagnant and we have not moved further from our ancestors getting us to a place where we could yell liberation, liberation, liberation. We done yelled it long enough. It's time to take it. And I promise you, liberation will not be freely given. They ain't gonna just stop killing and shooting and falsely arresting and beating black and brown folks and poor and working class people because time says it. It ain't no time stamp on it. It ain't like if when 2073 get here, they gonna be like, you know what? We done killing niggas. 2073, that's the year. No more niggas, no more killing niggas. No. You tell them now, ain't no more now. You ain't no more killing my brother now. And if you do kill my brother, it's a reaction to it. If you do falsely arrest my sister, it's a reaction to it. And I'm well within my rights to react. The people who, the racist bigots who formed this country, they had ideals that their characters could not live up to. However, as the society has evolved, as oppression has altered the manner in which it looks and the manner in which it comes down on people, people in this society have evolved enough to be able to hold up to those ideals. And in those ideals, it was supposed to be set up where police officers would not be able to just go into people's houses whenever they wanted. That's what the British was doing to them when they was over here. They didn't want that. Taxation without representation, which is what happens to every black and brown person on the west side of Rockford, every black and brown community that's scattered around Rockford. Taxation without representation. They was tired of that happening. So when they wrote these ideals that they did not live up to, they wrote them with the intention of those things not happening no more. And we live in a time now in which their ancestors have found a way to adapt and to covertly perpetrate those same wrongdoings on the people. And so now, what we have to do is we have to live up to those ideals that those racist white men cannot live up to. Martin Luther King Jr. lives up to the ideals of Thomas Jefferson more than 10 Thomas Jeffersons ever could. Malcolm X lives up to the ideals of George Washington more than 1,000 white racist George Washingtons ever could. Me and the people that's outside of this building live up to the ideals of this nation more than Tom McNamara, Kyle, or Todd ever will or could if they was duplicated 20-fold. That's that talk. Share this video. Share this video. Share this video, baby. Thank you. Whoever bought this, thank you, bruh. Love. Share this video. Share this video. That's what you do. You share this video. We gonna get Daniel Kaluuya to play me. Now we gonna get Now we talk about this all the time. Figure out who we gonna get to play people. This gonna be a TV show or a movie. Wu-Tang Clan got TV. Listen, it's gonna might take some time. This is gonna be documented in history. I promise you. It's being documented as it's happening now. Go through our Facebook page. Go through the Twitter page. It's not been a moment since the inception of the May 30th Alliance. It has not been a moment since the beginning of these protests in May 30th in which a step back has been taken. Not a moment. Only forward progress. Only forward progress. More people. When I yell liberation now, 1,000 times more people hear it than when I yell liberation on May 30th, or in June, or in July, or even in January or February of this year. How many people gonna hear when I yell liberation in December? Ku Klux Klan alert! Ku Klux Klan alert! You do that too. I turned the mic off. Look, what the hell I done did. There we go. Okay, there we go. We good. We working. So again, how many people gonna hear in December when we yelling liberation? How many people gonna hear in 2022? How many people gonna be able to hear it in 2023? How many people gonna be able to hear it in 2024 when we yelling liberation? How many people? What's up? No, I'm good. I appreciate it. It's just alive. My fault. I don't mean to. My fault. I'm sorry. But again, have a good day. Thank you. Have a good day. Good seeing you again. Again, how many people gonna hear it in 2023? How many people gonna hear it in 2024? It's more people outside of City Hall now than was outside of the courthouse in June. It's more people outside at Food Truck Tuesday now than it was at Food Truck Tuesday last year at this point in time when we was doing it. And I know what some of you think, and I understand this if people don't sort of grasp how these things work. I understand some people think we doing all this for nothing. I hear it all the time. I hear these people walk back and forth, whether they be black, brown, yellow, purple, or orange, who ain't never read nothing about protesting. Ain't never read nothing about Gandhi. And I ain't saying Gandhi is, Gandhi got this. Ain't never read nothing about Gandhi. Don't know nothing about direct action. Don't know nothing about protests or demonstrations. Don't know nothing about no sit-ins. Don't know nothing about campaigns. Don't know nothing about none of these things. But they gonna sit here and tell me that we ain't doing nothing and it ain't working. Couldn't tell you right from left when it comes to how protesting work, how assembly work. Couldn't tell you nobody. The only protester they probably can name for you, Martin Luther King Jr. And maybe somebody a more recent person, Sean King or something. I don't even know. Sean King an activist, not even a protest. That's all they could do. But they'll tell you that we ain't doing nothing, that we ain't made no progress. So let me tell you what we done did. You can't walk downtown Rockford and not have police terrorism be brought to your attention. You can't do that. Before, for years, you could. Nobody who participated in the art scene this year could participate in the art scene or walk down these without police terrorism being brought to their attention. And again, newspapers and media are not by far, because what we trying to do is build our own platform. That's what we need, because we can't be relying on nobody else. However, if you buy the Rockford Register Star, you seen us on the Rockford Register Star. You seen us in the Rockford Register Star. If you got WIFR, you watch WIFR 6 or at 9 or at 10. You seen us on WIFR at 6 or at 9 or at 10. When I say us, I mean collectively, the activists, whether they be within or without the May 30th Alliance, whether it be myself or somebody else. You ain't been able to escape it. Ain't been able to escape it. And that's how it begins. A lot of people don't understand that, but that's how it begins. That's how it begins. It begins with something that was just talked about behind closed doors, being talked about out in the open. It talks about, it begins with something that was only talked about when it was comfortable for everybody in the setting, starting to be talked about no matter whether it is comfortable or uncomfortable, no matter what the setting is. That is how it begins. That is how change begins. That is how the ending of abolishment of slavery started. The abolishment of slavery was not a snap. It was not a finger snap. It was not one moment. It was slavery being not spoken about. Not even written into the Constitution. No mention of it in the Constitution. No mention of it. Declaration of Independence, excuse me. No mention of it. I mean, right? Into being talked about in closed doors, and then talked about more publicly. Then black folks forcing the conversation, forcing the dialogue. Black folks like Frederick Douglass. Black folks like Sojourner Truth. Black folks like Harriet Tubman. Again, you know, and it's more notable. It's more names. I'm saying some of the notable names. I'm in the bag real quick and out of it. So it started like that, and then those conversations happen, and then those conversations stop just happening in slave quarters or stop just happening in places where everybody there agreed upon the abolishment of slavery, and started happening in places where certain people wanted slavery. Started happening in places where certain people were benefited by slavery. And that's how and this is the other thing too, is that there is always a few people that will be enlightened. And so once you do start talking about slavery openly, you get a few people who realize their wrongdoings, a few people who have moral integrity, a few people who once they are waking out of their ignorance, they alter their path. And that is the beginning. Those are the domino effects. And then it's revolution. Same thing with segregation. Started conversations behind closed doors, only among the people directly affected. Then conversations out in the open among the people directly affected. Then conversations that are just happening in comfortable places around the people affected. The conversations happening in uncomfortable places with people who are and are not directly affected. And then you get a revolution. And that's what happened in the 50s and the 60s. It was a revolution, and they treated it just like they would treat a revolution. They treated it the same way they treated the Civil War. They treated it like the second slave insurrection. They put people down all through the 50s. They was murdering black folks for speaking out. Black men, black women, lynching them for speaking out. Lynching them for having moral integrity, lynching them for trying to live up to the ideals that their racist ancestors wrote but cannot live up to. The same has happened with police terrorism and mass incarceration. It has started as a whisper. As the prison industrial system built. Started as a whisper behind closed doors by just the people that's directly affected. And then it begins to be with the people who are directly affected in not just behind closed doors, but out in the open. And then out in the open, not just in comfortable places, but then in uncomfortable places with people who are directly and indirectly affected. And then the same thing, people who you get a set of people, same thing. You get a section of people who become enlightened. You get a section of people who realize, who have some type of moral integrity, who once the wool is pulled over from their eyes, they do adjust their ways. They do contribute to the liberation. So that is a process that happens too. That is another domino effect that is happening. And you can see as those things are happening. And then there's revolution. And don't you think for a second that what happened in 2020 was the end of a revolution? Don't you think for a second what happened in 2020 was the middle of a revolution or the climax of a revolution? What happened in 2020 was just the beginning, was just the first ripple effects. You've seen it already happening all over the nation in Columbus when that race soldier killed Ma'Khia Bryant. God rest her soul, God bless her soul, whatever everybody believe in, everybody got You've seen it when that race soldier out in Brooklyn Center said that they thought their taser was a gun and lynched Dante right in the streets. You seen how Brooklyn Center reacted. You seen what people was ready to do in Minneapolis waiting for that verdict. You seen it. That's the beginning of revolution. That's why they trying to put this down here. You think they trying to put this down here because they think this the end? You think they think May 30th is the end? No. May 30th felt like a teaser trailer for them. You seen how Marvel just put out that teaser trailer? They put out the teaser for the Black Widow. You seen that? You seen how they put out that teaser for Ant-Man and the Wasp? That's what May 30th was. That's what a City Market last year was. That's a teaser. That is a teaser. A teaser to the revolution. And it will be and it's been televised and it will be televised. I want anybody who disagrees with the manners and the means that we use to call time, and you tell him to drop these false charges, you tell that racist coward to stop hiding behind his desk and to have a press conference and address the bigotry that he has benefited off of as a child of this city, inheriting a seat that is stained with racism, inheriting an institution that is stained with the blood, sweat, and tears of black and brown people. It is not only his responsibility, but his obligation to start speaking on police terrorism, mass incarceration, and racial injustice with the same regularity he spoke about COVID-19. It's been COVID-19 in the black community since they brought us out down here. Since they brought us over here, since they stuffed us inside a boat. We've been having COVID-19. I was born with COVID-19. My son was born, and it don't go away with no damn shot. Don't go away with no damn shot. Long before COVID-19, black folks was out here dealing with the pandemic of white supremacy. Long after COVID-19, black folks gonna be out here dealing with the side effects and with the with the virus that is white supremacy and white nationalism. So the same animus, the same diligence that you put into these COVID-19 releases and these COVID-19 press conferences that you found time out your day to do, you tell that racist moral coward to etch out time out his schedule to start addressing his Ku Klux cops. You tell him to meet with Jay Hanley and start dropping these charges that they are putting on people falsely, following in the footsteps of their crooked ancestors who use Jim Crow justice and Jim Crow vigilantism to try to stop people from speaking about liberation. You tell them they put their heads together and get them charges dropped. Wasn't no disorderly conduct happening outside of this racist building. Only disorderly conduct that was going on was the shenanigans and the tomfoolery and the minstrel show going on inside this damn building. That was the disorderly conduct. I'll point you to it. You want some disorderly conduct? I got video footage of these racist ass race soldiers coming down here tearing down memorials of people that they co-workers killed. That's right there. That's who need to be charged with disorderly conduct. Those race soldiers that the white supremacist Tom McNamara is implementing and sending out into the streets to terrorize people, to maintain the status quo. Because he think he gonna be a senator? Google Rahm Emanuel. You get you a big poster of Rahm Emanuel. You tell Tom and Bill Rose, all the people who are elected officials. See, that's the thing about being an elected official. That's the thing about being an elected official. See, if you want to start, the higher up you want to go, right, the bigger groups of people you need to ingratiate. And then the more people who find out about your name and start looking you up and things like that. So Rahm Emanuel, he had big aspirations. Mayor of Chicago, he doing all this BS in Chicago, destroying the lives of black and brown people and allowing police terrorism, racial injustice, mass incarceration to rain down on their heads, and they kept tabs on them. They kept track of them. What's up? How you doing? No, I'm good. Yeah. Congratulations. And so, this is where we stand. We stand in a place where instead of truthfully addressing these issues that I am not making up. I ain't making this up. Sometimes I do have to think to myself, is this a dream? Is this, who writing this? Spike Lee writing this? Who got the pen? Who is cooking this up? That's what I was, in the middle of the night, 9 in the middle of the night, while I'm holding a coffee, some sour punch straws, and some blunts, getting ready to roll up some loud that they would shortly steal from me, and then get high like the cops in Friday After Next somewhere in a parking lot with it. And they come and arrest me and say they got a warrant for me for disorderly conduct from a day earlier. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay. Quentin Tarantino in his bag. Whoever writing this is in their bag. And then they come down here 4 in the morning, and they sprinting trying to grab the stuff. You would have thought that they was trying to pick up a loose football. It looked like Von Miller in the Super Bowl, the way Shorty tried to grab for the tripod for the light. I'm like, where you think it's gonna go? It's not gonna blow up if you don't get it in time. Now let me have tried to reach for the stuff like that. It would bang, bang, bang. And I'm not here to speak what's gonna make you comfortable. Everybody in Rockford need to get used to being highly uncomfortable. Mikey Guzman family comfortable? Tyrus Jones family comfortable? Denzel DuPont family comfortable? How long would it take you to get comfortable after somebody beat you down like that? You say that's what you tell me. They over here blowing dust around and shit. This shit cold now. We gonna rock till the battery go. They loud. I can be louder than that lawnmower, than the wind blower. Trust me. Again, we are not going anywhere. They trying to put these bans. They got these illegal bans on City Hall. I can't attend city council meetings. You know why? Because I was in there giving they ass hell. Giving that racist police chief that just retired, giving his ass hell because he don't know. First off, he's not intellectual enough to even hold the position that was given to him. But then again, the position is meant to be given to people who don't have the intellectual capacity to understand that what they doing is inhumane. So you got to find somebody who like a Marvel supervillain or something like that to be up there. So give it Thanos hell in there. He's saying stuff. He can't keep track of the stuff he's saying. Go watch the videos. Can't keep track. Gotta get somebody to escort me out the building because I'm asking them questions. Questions. You don't got the Infinity Stone for questions? How you Thanos and you ain't got the question Infinity Stone? And so that's what the ban is for. I ain't never broke nothing inside of there. I ain't never assaulted nobody in there. I ain't never touched nobody that's in there. But I went in there and I got in that bag talking. The communication Infinity Stone got released in there, and they was, oh no, none of that. So they put a ban on for all of us. It's not just me. I'm not the only one who understand these things, who asking questions. For Ari and for multiple people. I don't know when to say people's name and not to say people's name. That's why I'm on this line. I'm trying not to say people's name. Again, this is the other thing too, and I hate to have to jump back and forth between issues. But anybody that's seeing the shit that is going on right now, that is finding divisiveness and finding a reason to not get involved, you got to do something about that, G. You gotta do some cleansing or some yoga or something. This ain't about me. This ain't about the May 30th Alliance. This is about these racist cops. And so you ain't gotta be a city hall. You ain't gotta be a Food Truck Tuesdays. You ain't gotta be a city market. But everybody need to find a way in which they can contribute. Find a level in which they can exist on. Because we are out here documenting and showing you what these racist, white supremacists and Uncle Tom police officers are doing on a regular basis. We done documented it for a year. We got receipts for a year. Pepper spraying children. tasing unarmed people, stumping, punching, kicking unarmed people, shooting unarmed people, and the mayor don't say shit. He put up Facebook posts that we don't even know he wrote because he a moral coward. And he think he gonna be a senator? Boy, you better write all these mayor terms out. Everywhere Tom McNamara go, the May 30th Alliance go. Everywhere Ty go, the May 30th Alliance go. Everywhere Kyle go, the May 30th Alliance go. Everywhere ex-Chief O'Shea go, the May 30th Alliance go. And again, in the Black Lives Matter movement, and the movement of liberation for black people, and the movement to end police terrorism, mass incarceration, and racial injustice, it will follow you. I know y'all done had dreams. I done been in y'all dreams. I know it. I know we done been in your dreams. I know the megaphones in your dreams. I want everybody to live long lives. Live long lives. History is gonna be written. We writing history. History being documented. 5 years, 10 years. 5 years, 10 years. What these actions gonna look like. Go look at how, I want somebody who got the time, go look at how many people was paying attention to the things that the May 30th Alliance and I was saying now. And then go look how many people was paying attention a month ago, 3 months ago, 5 months ago, 9 months ago, 12 months ago. And you think about 3 months from now. You think about 6 months from now. You think about 12 months from now. You think about 24 months from now. You think about 36 months from now. We ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. How many times until the person they shoot Dante Wright? How many times until the person they shoot is Michael Brown? How many times to the person that they kill is Sandra Bland? How many times until it's Trayvon Martin? How many times? How many more times you think? How many more straws you think can be put on the camel's back? How many more? We gonna find out. We gonna find out. And don't you be fooled by the numbers. Don't you be fooled because when you come out here you don't see 1,000 people. Don't you be fooled because most of the black people or the brown people or the lower class poor people that you interact with seem to be meek or seem to be humble. You think to yourself, oh, he's like that, but all the black people, I don't know, they're not really like that. I see some, they're not really like. Don't you be fooled. Because let me tell you something. Me and the people that's out here are made up of the things that will trigger the masses. You see, the masses is the bomb, is the metaphorical bomb, the metaphorical dynamite, the metaphorical powder keg. That's what the masses are. But see, the powder keg is nothing without the wick, and the wick is small. The wick, the smallest part. The wick is the smallest part, and so it's a small number of us right now. It's a small number, but the people in that small number have the characteristics to set off that powder keg, metaphorical powder keg. Because you know how they like to take bits and pieces and try to shift narratives. Metaphorical powder keg. And don't accuse me. Don't accuse me of being the one that's trying to ignite it. All I'm doing is letting you know what's at your front door. All we was doing was letting you. We not the ones that instilled the things that led to Denzel Duvant being beat. We just let you know that those things exist. We not the ones who instilled the things that led to Tyrus Jones being shot. That led to Mikey Guzman being ran down. That led to Faustin Guaitigo being murdered, or that led to Jose Gonzalez Jr. being shot. We did not create these things. We did not create this atmosphere. We just saying it exists. It exists. It's there. It's there. Watts. Go Google Watts. Google Watts. Google Detroit 67, I think. Google. May 30th was a teaser. If you let these white race soldiers, these white nationalists in suits, these Uncle Toms in suits continue to let oppression rain down on their heads. These generations, you think it's me? Y'all think it's me. I'm 29. Y'all need to be worried about the 16-year-olds, the 17-year-olds. This is what they watching. This is what they see. 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. This is what they seeing. When it hit them, when that Michael Brown moment come here, when that Freddie Gray moment come here, they gonna be there already. It's not gonna have to be a far leap. No far leap. That's part of what we here for. It ain't gonna need to be a far leap. Because this was going to happen. I'm going to give it to you like this. December 2021. They shoot somebody down in the... shoot somebody in the streets, unarmed, kill him, let his body lay there. A lot of people was in the area, so people start to accumulate and start to spread online. It's near City Hall. People tell us this just happened. What? This what? What? Simultaneously, at the same time, it was somewhere in a different city, maybe a bigger story. Someone else was again shot by the police, and that's a big story. It's a video here. The video start going online. People start getting upset and angry. People from outside of Rockford find out about it. They start getting upset and angry. And then when they say, what's going on in Rockford? How this person get shot? How they let this happen? How did this atmosphere get right here? We go May 30th in line. We gonna be. We know. I know. We know. Let me show you something. Mark Barmore on one of these posts. Logan Bell on one of these posts. Kerry Blake on one of these posts. Eugene Washington on one of these posts. That's how we got here. Hold on. Don't leave. You wanna know how we got here? Joseph McCormick on one of these posts. Mikey Sago on one of these posts. Eddie Patterson on one of these posts. Hold on. You wanna know how we got here? Tyrus Jones, Denzel Duvant. This dash camera video footage of Tyrus Jones. The body camera video footage just came out for Faustin Guetigo. We got video footage of what happened at City Market. Oh, hold on. We got video footage of what happened at Occupy City Hall. You wanna know how we got here? You need a story? We got a story. You got a budget? You wanna make a documentary? Where Ava DuVernay at? Somebody find, where's Ava DuVernay? Where Tyler Perry? I'm not even a Tyler Perry. Where Tyler Perry at? Listen, how long do you think y'all can keep on doing this until, see, right, what's this what happened right now? Rockford right here, the nation right here, right? But see, each thing that they do make it so Rockford get a little bit higher, a little bit more people know about it. Long suffering. Black folks is long suffering. That's not always. And I'm not here to say that we need to be or we should be. I'm just telling you what my people is. My people long suffering. My people patient. My people patient. My people been on the right side of history since the beginning of this nation. So all I got to do is just follow in my people's footsteps, following my ancestors' footsteps. I close my eyes. I feel my ancestors just run through me like in Black Panther when T'Challa drink the purple juice. I roll up that bat like a how high. Like when they seen the ivory. Malcolm right there talking to me. Just go with your spirit. You feel it. You know you on the right side of history. You on the right side of history. They using these tactics. They implementing. This is what Malcolm tell. This is what Martin tell. This is what Frederick telling me. This is what Rosa telling me. This is what they telling me. This is what Fannie Lou Hamer telling me. This is what they spirits telling me. You follow this path. You follow it wherever it take you. You follow it wherever you take and don't look away. Don't walk with no fear. You walk with your head up. And you know you on the right side of history. And history is stretched. But it bent towards justice. I'm going to end it myself because we on like 5%. Because I got to end it the right way. Share this video. Donate to the May 30th Alliance Cash App. They're running through the funds, so we need to run the fund. We gonna need money to keep up. They got endless pockets. Donate to the May 30th Alliance Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Donate. Share all of the posts. Like all of the social media accounts. Occupy City Hall. We've been out here for 200 plus days. I think we on 218, something like that. We outside.